at the Institute here, we had 3 different cottages. They're basically where the offices are now at the Institute. We had 3 different cottages that would each have 3 bedrooms on the top floor, and each of those rooms was filled probably with two kids at least. So we had students and ranging in age. I think the youngest we had was 5 who lived here, and then went up to at one point age 21. So, but it varied year to year to year. The children came in from all over the state. We had one who came down from Hobart, which is all the way up by Chicago. We had another one that came up from Salem. We had kids from Indianapolis area, from Evansville area. And the reason these students were all here was because their local schools said that their behaviors were so involved, so challenging, that the local schools didn't know how to support them. They said, we don't have the services, we don't have the knowledge or the skill base to serve these guys. And remember, this was back in the 70s, when kids with disabilities weren't necessarily as visible or as involved as they are now. So the schools approached, as far as I can tell, the schools, I think, approached the DTC and said, we have this candidate, we'd like him to come. And I'm not sure what the selection process was, but there were kids who had language, or some who had minimal language, some who had no language. They all had significant challenging behaviors. Some were self-injurious, some were very aggressive toward everyone else. So they were kids who were challenging. The deal was that when they would come here, the school system and the parents would both work and meet with the staff here from the DTC, so we could help them develop home programs for the families, and then school programs to ultimately get the kids back to their home and to their home school. The day for the kids was pretty packed. It was pretty structured. There were a lot of staff. I mean, where they lived in the cottages or our offices, so they had to have a house manager, and then they had all sorts of assistants who would help the kids learn their adaptive living skills, so the kids would learn how to get dressed, how to take a bath or shower, brush their teeth, all that, making a meal. So that was their morning. So they started very, very early learning and being engaged, and then they would march their little selves up to the school building, and there was staff that would accompany them, of course. And when they came into school, they had either small group or one-to-one. They had speech and language. They had adapted PE with me. They had lunch in the room for a while, and then I think at some point during some of those years, some of the kids went down to the elementary school cafeteria, which is where they were. After school, they had a recreation program that I helped with sometimes, and they would take the kids out into the community, do activities in this very room that used to be the recreation room. And then in the evenings, it was just kind of like winding down, helping fix dinner, taking a bath if they did that again, getting their jammies on. And so the day for the kids was really packed, really packed. The goal, I think the optimum goal was for a kid to be here a year. We want the kid to be here a year, get the program, get the parents involved, and bye. I don't know if that happened for very many kids. I think most of the kids that I remember were here at least 2. And so the hard part was when school was out, at the end of the year. What I recall is that for a number of summers we had a small or a short, like summer institute kind of time, or a program for the kids, so they could come back and get their services, but at the same time teachers from around the state would come, and that would be part of their continued learning.